Hi, this is What You Waiting For, and it's a woman's perspective on camping and survival. And today I just had a topic. I tried to upload a video the other day, and the sound was very, very bad. So I decided to try to redo it. But the topic is, will our kids, and not just our kids, but kids in general, growing up in today's society, would they be able to have the skills to make it through the Great Depression? And I think it's beyond that. It's not will they have the skills, but will they be able to adapt without the skills? And just got me thinking, the other day about when I was younger. I am almost 40. And when I was younger, my hobbies were like camping, fishing, crocheting, sewing, um, making arts and crafts. We did a lot of doing and a lot of uh, things, I guess, skills, that you need. Um, and today's society, the kids are more like, watching their video games, and their biggest accomplishment is, what, I got to the 21st level of this game. And my biggest accomplishment when I was younger was, spending a month crocheting and finishing a blanket, and or we would go canning with my mom. We'd go pick peaches, or we'd go and get them from the place, and or blackberries. Going through those brambles of blackberries when I was little, picking blackberries, bringing them home, making blackberry jelly, and we was like a family event. And at the end of the day, we'd look, and there would be 24 beautiful little jars of jelly that we made. Then we had an accomplishment. Oh wow, that's every time we opened up a new thing of jelly, I helped make that. Um, in today's society, the kids, not all kids, there are great kids out there right now, but they're less likely to have the same skills we did growing up, or of course, my parents. Um, I think my generation still had the ability to do the skills because my parents survived the Great Depression and things like that. So it was like one generation away. Now that we're two generations away, or even three generations away, those skills are just not taught and passed down like they used to be. um, I try to do the best with my kids, and a lot of parents do out there, but a lot of parents don't. My kids enjoy camping. My kids enjoy making jelly. Well, some of them. My middle daughter is like, if I want to, make jelly, I'd rather just go to Walmart and buy it. But my oldest daughter's, more into the homey kind of things. But I'm wondering if the Great Depression comes, another depression, or whatever happens, you know, that's going to be happening soon, will our kids that have not had these skills, will they be able to pick up these skills? Will they be able to survive, adapt, um, or is there just no hope for them? I'm hoping there is hope, Uh, and I'm not talking about every kid, but I'm talking about society in general. The kids are more worried about their gangs, and I don't know, just the stuff that when I was a child we might have had in our life. We might have known somebody that was in a gang, but we dealt with it, I think, at an older age than the kids now are dealing with it. It's just like teenage pregnancy. In my school, it was in the 80s, um, we had one girl that was pregnant. She was the pregnant girl in school. In my daughter's high school, last year, I think they had 36 girls that were pregnant. And a lot of the girls think that it's normal. It's okay. Oh, yeah, she's pregnant. It doesn't have that stigmatism, or that, you know, negative connotation that it used to have. Now it's accepted. Um, But they're facing it much younger now, too. Sometimes there's even a 13-year-old, 12-year-old pregnant. It's that's crazy. But anyway, getting back to, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that the kids growing up today, when faced with the reality of something major happening, depression, whatever y'all want to consider the problem being, whether it's a economic or if something other major thing, shoot hits the fan, do you think the society of these new kids growing up are going to be able to have the ability to adapt? Or do you think they will just um, go crazy and buckle under the pressure, not be able to do these things? Now, I'm hoping that society in general can adapt because, that's what we're here for. We adapt to what happens, but I'm just wondering what y'all think. Um, they're not teaching in school, they're teaching the things in school that they need to learn in order to pass the tax test. We have tax tests here. And they're teaching not what the kids need to know to survive, not what the kids need to know to prosper in the future, but what they need to know to pass the test. And I remember in school we learned budgeting, we learned daily skills that we needed. And they're not teaching that anymore. It's teaching, okay, you have to learn this algebra because this is going to be on the tax test. And I think that is a downfall of the United States right now. We are so worried about, we're going to be ranked, 10%, this, whatever. We are so worried about these tests that we're not actually making sure the kids understand how to prosper when they're in the future. Algebra is great, trigonometry is great, geometry is great, but the kids have to understand how to balance a checkbook. The kids have to understand how to make a budget. The kids have to understand if you go to McDonald's and bring home a $300 paycheck, you can't go out and spend $200 on clothes or, buy a new car that you have to spend, $400 a month for a new car in payments, but you don't have enough money to buy groceries, so you're in line the next day trying to expect handouts from the government for food stamps or whatever. And they're not teaching these things in school. And I try to teach my family. Everybody tries to, do what they should. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think about, will we survive? Because these kids right now are going to be ruling the roost in, 30, 40 years. They're going to be in charge of us. They're going to be making, decisions for us. And I don't know. I'm worried. I'm really worried because I don't think we're prepared. Um, there might be some people out there, yeah, they're prepared. They're preparing their kids. But what about the other 85% of the population? Um, well, I'm just, I was worried. I wanted to get y'all's opinion. I mean, do you think these new kids can adapt? And I don't know. My parents probably said the same thing about us, oh, these young kids, But I think every generation that gets away from the Great Depression, every generation, it gets a little easier for them. And so they expect it to be easy. They get angry because they have to do dishes or something like that. When, you know, 2 generations ago, you had to survive. You were worried about surviving, not worried about, your soccer game and oh man, I got to go home and do dishes or I got to go clean my room. And so I wonder, do you think we're going to have the skills ready for those kids to take over, to be in charge? And hopefully, if something happens, it'll happen before these children become complete adults. Because then, if they wait, we might be, I think, in more serious problem. Because once these kids become adults, they're not going to want to learn these skills. They're not going to want to think of the old days. They want to think of new, improved, and. But I just wanted to get what y'all thought. And well, put your comments down there. Let me know, what you're thinking. Because maybe I'm just blowing everything out of proportion. Maybe I'm worried for nothing. Maybe it'll all work out. And that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. What y'all think. So leave your comments and what you waiting for. Bye.